Escaping the bubble from Venice, Italy.
And the world famous Rialto Bridge. Join us as we explore the iconic floating city of Venice.
We'll stroll along the Grand Canal and get lost in its maze of alleyways. We'll visit San Marco Square, head to the top of Campanile Tower for an amazing panoramic view of the city. We'll float the canals on a traditional gondola and also by kayak. This is the last stop in our travels around Italy, and the charm and beauty in this city do not disappoint. So let's check it out.
Everybody, we're leaving the train station right now, walking to our apartment, and Uscita, Canal Grande. Boom, we're in Venice, right on the canal. We're following our kids to our apartment because I guess they know where we're going.
Yeah, clearly
and we've never been there, but hey, we are in Venice. Venezia, it's beautiful.
First impression, amazing. Second impression, beautiful.
We're standing on one of the main canals, the Grand Canal here, right near high tide. And high tide is something we've just learned about.
Yeah.
That sometimes the tide comes up so much in the city that it just floods the streets. So we already see some of the water splashing up onto the sidewalks. And I guess at times, the entire sections of the city are just completely underwater. But we're right here on the Grand Canal. You can see some of the boat taxis coming by, and you can also see these amazing gondolas. All right.
Some of these boats are so fancy, so cool. I thought it was only in that Courtesan movie that they were like this, but it's true. They're real.
We're walking right up to the famous bridge, San Rialto Bridge in Venice, crossing over the Grand Canal. I almost slipped and fell in the canal. That would not be good. The water looks actually not too bad. It looks kind of like a green hue, but I think it's pretty dirty. And there's the beautiful San Rialto Bridge over the Grand Canal in Venice.
So interesting fact, we're actually on a lagoon, and the ocean tide comes into this lagoon and raises the water level. So the lagoon also gives off quite a organic smell. In the summer, I can only imagine that smell. But right now, it's so gorgeous. It looks amazing. We're in this misty cloud, and people are kind of bundled up. It's just great. Look, there's a wine glass right there. I mean, come on. Somebody was sitting right there with the wine glass.
All right, it's aperitivo hour. We're going to go find some lunch and a Venezia spritz. Ciao. Venice just had a nice cafe with a little music in the background from a local music person, and we just walked down this alley and checked this out. Literally, there's just like areas on the canal. I might fall in.
Yeah, you might.
Check this out.
And look, there's like a fire here.
Just waterways and access to the canal all over the place. Really cool.
There was a fire here sometime.
Yeah. But at night, you especially got to watch where you're walking, because if you're not paying attention, it's super dark in some of these alleys, and you might just walk into the canal if you're not paying attention. Walk around the streets and alleys here for days. Down every different corner or street or alley, there's a new shop or a new bar, new restaurant. Very cool exploring the city. Alright, on we go. It's evening, school's done, and we're headed to St. Mark's Square. And here we are. Wow! This is St. Mark's Square in Venezia. And this has been called one of the most beautiful piazzas in all of Europe. And the cool thing we learned about today, or the other day, were the tides. And when the tide is high, the entire piazza is underwater at times. And I guess that's a really remarkable thing to see. While we're here, I think the tide's not going to be up that high, but sometimes people are walking through a foot or two of water. And you can see all these elevated boards.
Oh my gosh.
These are what you walk on when the tide is up. But anyway, pretty beautiful. Wait. Yeah, so sometimes when the tide comes in, this is all underwater. And these are the platforms that you walk on. Pretty beautiful. Good timing. We can also climb that tower. Maybe not tonight. Yeah, that's supposed to be a good view.
You know that's happening.
Why are you testing my height here?
Well, it's little windows, just little. Mostly brick. We loved walking around in the evenings and watching the lights transform the city as the sun set.
We're gonna head to the top of St. Mark's Campanile Tower. It's 323 feet at the top and has amazing panoramic views of Venice.
Let's see. So we're at the top of the San Marco di Campanile, and this is the tallest tower overlooking all of Venezia, Venice. It's 323 feet up, and right below us is the San Marco's Basilica, and off in the distance is the lagoon, and you can't really see the Grand Canal, but you can see the maze. You can see the maze of buildings and streets in Venice that we walk through every day. It's very easily to get lost. And Google Maps does not work very well sometimes when you're in the middle of all the buildings. Most of the time it does, but sometimes it's a little spotty. Wow. Check out the view of Venice. Right below us there is San Marco Square. This is the tallest tower in Venezia, Venice. Wow. What do you think, Ken?
Scary.
Huh?
Scary.
And when you come up here, like today, it's a little bit foggy. You want to make sure you wait till the fog dissipates, because if you get up here and it's completely foggy and you can't see anything, you don't get a refund. So we're up here later in the afternoon because this morning it was really foggy. Alright, that's about it. Ciao, buddy. Good evening. We're standing outside of the Venice Orchestra house right there behind us, and we just saw a strings orchestra play for about an hour and a half or so this evening, and it was really good. So some of the virtuosos and top violinists and bassists in Venice play here every night at the Venice Orchestra House. It's definitely worth checking out in Venice. Ciao. Ciao.
Hi everyone, it's another beautiful day in Venice, and today we are going on our gondola ride. So follow me. Hopefully it doesn't rain on us, but you never know. And it's time to mask up.
wait, Mom.
Now we are going inside the little canal.
So they yell so they can clear.
And along the canals, all the apartments are upstairs. The main entrance is the other side on the streets, and the ground floors depends for empty or storage, shops, restaurants, or the gardens. That is for the humidity and also for the level of the water.
For the water comes down.
Yeah. When it's high, sometimes goes inside them. For that reason, it's better to live upstairs.
They're navigating. They're not even touching.
Yeah.
Wow. How long have you been doing this for?
18 years.
Wow.
How many?
18.
18. Wow. No wonder you're good at not touching.
No, don't worry.
Wow.
We need a special driving license.
Right.
We are a union 433, a limit number. The gondolier must be Venetian, and we are also the owners of the boat.
Oh, so okay, and you're
The
the
size
owner.
of a gondola is standard, are 33 feet of long, flat bottom, asymmetrical, handmade in Venice with 80 different kind of woods, and then our personalized are the decorations inside the boat.
Oh, okay.
We stay on the left because we paddle on the right.
Okay.
This is cool. Going under the bridge. Pretty cool, huh? The bridges.
We are on the left side. Saint Apostles Bell Tower.
Ah, there you go.
Oh.
The clock.
Oh, it's a sundial.
Yeah.
Where is it? Clock.
It's a clock. He said it's a clock. He said it's the only clock. Yeah.
A gondola ride in Venice is a must-do. The gondoliers are so knowledgeable about the city of Venice and so talented to be able to navigate through all the narrow canals, past all the boats and other gondoliers. It was such a cool experience. We learned so much about Venice and also the history of the gondola. We just got off our first gondola ride in Venice. And what did you guys think?
It was really nice.
It was amazing. Dude, I want to go back and do the gondola ride again. I felt like I was on an upscale Disneyland ride. It was so beautiful.
There's nothing Disneyland about this. This is true, authentic Venice.
It is.
And, all right, ciao.
One of the last adventures we had was with Venice Kayak. We got to take a private 3-hour tour through the canals of Venice on kayaks. It was so much fun. When we saw we could do this, we couldn't pass it up. Kayaking is one of my favorite things. Don't forget to check out our full video on Venice Kayak.
We had so many amazing experiences traveling all over Italy, and Venice was such a great city to cap off all of our travels. Now it's time to head back to the bubble for a bit so we can plan our next escape. Thanks for watching. Ciao.
We want you to escape the bubble. Like and subscribe.
Escaping the bubble from Venice, Italy.
Wow.